Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this week's catch-up. Wow, what's happened in 1 week? We're in full lockdown here in Victoria. Unfortunately, I'm regionally based, and so at this stage, we're still open and continuous school holidays and life is normal. But I know there's a lot of you out there that are Melbourne-based, and unfortunately, this is going to be life now for the next 6 weeks again. Hopefully, it won't be for 6 weeks. But if anything, it is an opportune time to get started in things like your social media, which is what we're going to be talking about today. Of course, guys, at any time you want to pop in any questions, please do so in the comments. Unfortunately, when I do stream live into the group, it doesn't bring up the names on my end, but I'll personally attend to those questions afterwards. And of course, at any time you can drop in your own social media links so we all can follow one another. So as we know, the social media platforms are forever evolving, and even though there's no racing or limited racing at the moment, this is the only way and the best way that we can stay engaged with our fans and also with our sponsors in helping them to promote their businesses at this time of need. So today I was just going to go over some new features or reminders of how beneficial some of these services can be on the different platforms to help you get more engagement and to bring up my sheet, and to keep your fans alive. So going into Facebook. Sorry, you know me, I'm not technically oriented, especially this time of the morning. All right, so happening in Facebook. So Facebook, as you know, we have the Messenger application. So the Messenger chat is really great for sending it out to your entire list. So if you're maybe a little bit younger, you don't have a direct email list, you might have, say, under 200 fans on your Facebook page. Using the Messenger chat is a great way to communicate with people. It's a little bit fun. It's a little bit more personal than, I guess, getting an email from a company, and it's certainly a lot easier to do. So there's many ways you can set up this chat. You can now go directly onto Facebook and set up this Messenger chat. And also with the chat now, it doesn't need to be automated. So it can be a lot more personalized for the content that you're going to use and send out. And it's also great, again, if you're just wanting to blast out something like, yes, guys, I'm back to racing this weekend. These are the times that it's going to be available on Stream Live, or you're going to do Facebook interviews throughout the week, and whatever you're going to do. So that's a great way just to blast it all out there and to keep your fans and sponsors engaged. What else do they have? Also, just a little tip there that when somebody does like your page, and generally Facebook will send you a reminder saying, Belinda Rice has liked your page, George Smith has liked your page, invite them to like your group. Please make sure that you are going and inviting those people to your group. That's an easy way to enhance your following list. You can also invite people to your Facebook group. So I was thinking with you guys as an athlete, and again, depending on what size your Facebook pages are and how many fans that you have and if that's your preferred platform, but definitely Facebook groups are a way to go for an athlete, in the sense that this is where you can start to offer like memberships and sponsorship packages, I guess you might want to say. That it could be join up to my bronze package if you want to go down the packages, even though you know I don't like those, but it might be joining my bronze package. It could be $250 a year, and you get access to behind the scenes information about what's happening around me and the team, and you might also be throwing a merchandise pack. And then like with your silver group, it might be access to the group, to the Facebook group, that is, a merchandise pack, some tickets to a race meeting, and it could be a birthday gift as well. So a group is a great way to also have a membership site for your fans if you don't really have a website at this stage. And then you can always invite people to your group, and then that would be your marketing shift is trying to get people across into your group, which is obviously going to get you some sales, some sponsorships, support going forward. That's all I have in Facebook. If you guys have got any new tips or strategies that you've come across in the last couple of weeks, yeah, pop them into the group and let's share everybody to make the platform great. But if your focus is on Instagram, what's happening in Instagram? So Instagram recently added the seller product, shopping product symbol, and which allows you to, sell your products and services, similar to what Facebook does do. But again, one, you could be selling your memberships on that. Two, you could be helping to sell your sponsors' products and services on that. And three, would be your merchandise. So if you do have merchandise available, now you can use that shop feature. And of course, guys, if you do want any information of these tips and strategies that I'm mentioning today, please just pop them into the comments, and I'm happy to send you some more pieces around how to guides and where to find some more information about setting these things up. And also with the Instagram, just so you know, like there is a difference between tagging somebody and utilizing the hashtags. Hashtags are good because people can search by the hashtags, and the benefits of having a tag is, as you will see on your Instagram page, there's three little symbols on the main page, and on the third one it's got like a little grid. And so if you've been tagged into any post, that's where you can go and see everything that you've been tagged in. So from a business perspective, we like being tagged in relevant posts, and that's really important to emphasize that the post needs to be relevant. Because Instagram does have an algorithm, and I quite often say when you are tagging sponsors, make sure the post is relevant to them. So you don't want to tag your sponsors in every single post that you do, because there is an algorithm behind it. Because the algorithm would say, look at, for example, what can I use that I've got around here? They might like look at some pens. Excuse me, it's not coronavirus. And to see, okay, that your post could be around about a skateboard. And if you're a pen sponsor, Instagram would go, okay, well, we don't get the relevance between having promoting pens and skateboards into the same, so they won't show that as much. They'll just keep that post hidden away. All right, so just be mindful when you're tagging and when you're hashtagging the people. Also, if you get a new sponsor, or if you want to go back, especially for those that are going to go in lockdown and you want to take some time to fix up your accounts, you can go back and tag people into certain posts. So if you just go to the post, you open it up, there'll be those three squares, and on the left hand side again there'll be like a little badge like button that says tag here. If you just tap that and you can start to tag people, then again that will show up onto their post. So that was going to be more so if you've got sponsors that you want to showcase that maybe you didn't before, or you've recently brought them on board and you were just not tagging them previously. So give that a whirl. Check out the shop if you've got products and services that you sell, or you can assist your sponsors in promoting. And in order for the tags to be effective, your account does need to be made public. So I know a lot of the younger athletes do have their account set to private, and that's okay, but then don't use that as your athlete account. So if you've got it more so for your personal content, that is fine. But if you're having Instagram to be part of your brand and you're wanting to promote yourself, please make sure that your status is open to public in order for the tags and the hashtags to work. And also take advantage of the location tag as well. So if you haven't utilized the location tag, it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to post exactly where it's saying. So obviously I'm based in Shepparton here. Quite often my post would come from Melbourne or come from Australia, because that's the reach that I want. So if you have got a sponsor and they are, I guess, locally based, then yeah, all for it. Put it in there, because what happens again when people search in Instagram under that hashtag or under that town, then those kind of posts are going to come up into that area. So just be mindful of that location, but also use it as a marketing tool as well. And of course, don't forget to tag yourself into your post. So again, if you're utilizing Instagram to build your brand, tag yourself into it so it comes up onto that tag page. And again, because if someone might hashtag motorsports and you've hashtagged motorsports, then that's going to come up on another page. And again, it's just giving you another option. And soon, they're saying at the end of July, Instagram are looking to go into a full screen stories. So it's just going to be similar to YouTube, and as opposed to the stories just be at the top of the page, it's going to be on the full page. So I don't know if that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing, just depending on how much time you do actually spend on Instagram. And now if your time will have to be split between Instagram and TikTok. Talking about YouTube, who uses YouTube? Again, guys, if you've got YouTube, please feel free to put it into the comments. Would love to follow your accounts and see what you're doing on these platforms. So previously on YouTube, that you couldn't run any ads, which again, if you had your sponsors, that you might want to put your ads during your lives or during your video content, that they had to be 10 minutes long. But now, in order for you to, I guess, become an influencer and trying to get some sponsors on board that want to follow your account and to pay you to be sponsored onto your account, your videos now only need to be 8 minutes long, which is fantastic, because anyone who knows it's trying to find content, sometimes those last 2 minutes that can bring you down. So again, if you're a YouTube influencer, or if that's what you're wanting to do, you can now downsize your videos to around 8 minutes, and that will allow for you to get those sponsored posts to come through mid-roll. The statistic came out last week that's saying for YouTube, the main demographic in the US is 15 to 25 years. And over 56 years. So I thought that was quite interesting. So remember, when it does come to social media marketing, regardless of whatever platform that you are on, you want to go where your demographic is and all majority of your sponsors are, because that's one thing that sponsors are looking for, is like, what platforms are you on and what kind of reach and engagement do you have? Obviously, we can't market, so we can't do like one post that's going to suit all demographics, but you need to find the platform that, one, you love, and two, that you've the most demographics. So if you're a young athlete and between the ages of 15 and 25, then you love doing video, then obviously YouTube would be your main focus. And that's what you would drive first of all before doing everything. When it does come to, again, the platforms for your branding, it's completely up to you. There's no wrong or right. People are going to have different responses and different results. Again, that's why I say go what you're passionate about, and then because that's where you're going to thrive and that's what you're going to push through. Another great thing about the YouTube platform is that you can actually create a brand account. So this is a fantastic tool if you want to build your brand. As I quite often say that motorsports is a business. And so in order to have a brand account, you do need to have a personal account. And then it's like the next step up. So it's like the brand account is like a business account. The benefits of having the brand account is that if you don't have time to do all your social media accounts and you don't want to give out your logins and passwords, that you can have numerous like social media managers put on them. Or, mum and dad can have access to it and they can help build in, or, various people can upload videos to that platform on your behalf. I'm just going to check to see if things go live. All right, so TikTok. Wow, hasn't that been interesting this week about all of the privacy and, what are the Chinese government doing to it? So again, we've always promoted that for our social media platforms to have your own website, because we know we don't own these platforms. So try not to invest too much time and energy in building up of these platforms in case they do close down. So, this TikTok is going to be a wait and see whether Australia bans it, whether it changes its name, but it's a platform that's kind of living in the unknown at the moment. So just be mindful of what you're posting onto TikTok. If you're utilizing that as your brand, I'd probably just be a little bit more reserved for the next couple of weeks until there's confirmation that it's okay, that it's still going to go ahead 100%, because again, you don't want to waste your time going into it, or for it to be closed down, or for us not to have access to it. What can you use TikTok for from an athlete's perspective? This is where you can do lots of fun things like challenges and contents. So if you're like a fun person, you're right into marketing initiatives, you want to just do some more, I guess, engagement side with your fans, then TikTok is for you. We do have a how to set up a TikTok account. So this is maybe something that you want to play around with the next couple of weeks. If you are in lockdown, just pop it into the notes and I'll send that out to you. Now, Twitter. Twitter is still around. I love Twitter. Twitter is fantastic because it's real life comments. It's your 121 word post that you can do, and it's short, it's sharp, and it's real time, and it's live. So when you're scrolling through, everything's new, everything's current. They too are starting to implement some new tools, and one of those is going to be a version of stories as well. So a lot of the international drivers, I find like the US and UK drivers are generally on Twitter, because again, they can just tweet like going out for race 1, and really excited, follow the live stream here. Then I'll come back in. Yep, that was awesome, qualified P2. Next race is out Q2, sorry. So having that stories option is going to be fantastic in there as well. As we know, video is the way to go, so it will give you another option. The good thing about this new stories is that straight away they'll be able to have two-way conversations. So you can invite a friend into the conversation, and that we can go live straight away, as opposed to now where most of the platforms you have to kind of use a third party for it to be to work, to have two people on board. So stay tuned to Twitter if you're still utilizing Twitter for those stories to be starting. Snapchat. So I'm not sure if you guys are using Snapchat for fan engagement, but last week there was a great article that came out around about Snapchatters are much more active in sharing their content and discussing the play via messages than users in other platforms. So again, depending on what you're passionate about and what your sponsors are kind of looking for, Snapchat might be their marketing platform that they prefer. So it's great to have an awareness of what these platforms do and how you can utilize them within your brand and within your marketing. Because, as I said, Snapchat, they're saying, gives people, they're more likely to follow the comments, their threads, as opposed to actively engaging, but underlines that it's more of a community where people go there to engage specifically. So when people are looking for engagement and they're saying Snapchats engage more, well, then it kind of makes sense to change your marketing maybe around to Snapchat from a business perspective. Because they're really driving that it's a community and they're interacting with small groups as opposed to broadcasting out to family and friends. And of course, as we know, those posts do delete after 24 hours. So maybe something to think about. If you haven't included Snapchat, you might want to go for it. What else do we have? LinkedIn, last but not least, guys. So much for our 5 to 10 minutes. We're already up to 18 minutes, but I do hope you're getting some tips and strategy this morning. LinkedIn has added a new emoji or a new icon for the support icon for CV19. So they wanted something in between a like and a care. Obviously on Facebook, they've now got that new care, which is the love heart and someone wrapping up. And LinkedIn has gone with the palm, and I think it has a love heart or a world thing on it. So that's a new emoji to look out for LinkedIn. That's also a great post. If your sponsors are on LinkedIn, please make sure that you're supporting them there, liking their post. For a LinkedIn account, you do need to be over 18, but under 18, you can still go and view the post and still help your businesses that way. They've also put in a new profile frame. So similar like Facebook, when there's something that you want to support support. You can change your profile image. LinkedIn has now added one. It's called Open to Work hashtag, and it's therefore trying to support employees that are out of work due to this pandemic. So from a business perspective, if you're seeing that happening and there's someone with it, I think it's green and it's got a hashtag Open to Work, they are looking for employment. LinkedIn Company Pro Page Analytics. Now, this is a fantastic new tool I'm really excited about. If you do have a LinkedIn company page, you can now get a report that states who's new that started following you, and that gives you an opportunity to obviously reach out and connect with them and say, hey, thanks for liking my page, or thanks for following our page. It'd be great to catch up, and here's a booking call or something for that. So I think that's really fantastic from a business point of view, that on the LinkedIn pages that you can now see who's starting to follow you, and now you can follow them back up and say thanks very much for joining us. So I'm really excited about that one. That's it, team. That's all I've got for this week in the world of social media marketing. Again, if you've got any questions, please let me know. As I said last week, this time slot, we're just testing it out for the next 4 weeks. We're trying to get our friends over in the US and the UK some live time as well. They find for the night time, they kind of miss out because it's always early AM. So, this time slot, no time slot is going to be suitable for everybody, but I do hope you're enjoying the content and you are watching it back at a later stage. At any time, please pop in the comments and I'll answer any of your questions. Everyone, please stay safe, wash those hands, social distancing, be online, come and engage with us over on all the Motivate pages, on our groups, come say hello. Focus now onto your off-track development. If you are now in lockdown for the next 6 weeks, I'm thinking you might even start our fitness classes back up just to keep you guys motivated. Stay tuned. Have a fantastic week, and I'll look forward to seeing you next Thursday when we're going to go over some branding ideas and content. Stay safe.